There is one concept, an idea of central importance, fundamental to all subsequent understanding of the world as viewed through traditional eyes, and that is that of the vertical axis. The vertical axis has in different traditions been symbolized by the rod, the rock, the scepter, the staff, or as in the case of Odin, the spear, the arrow, the T-rune, heaven, the sky, the sun, the polar star, a ladder or bridge to heaven, a tree like Yggdrasil, the world tree, the summit, the holy mountain like Mount Olympus, the North Pole, the true north. This concept must be grasped if one is to literally know up from down and make sense of the world metaphysically. Once you do, everything else will subsequently fall into its proper place. Imagine a cross, itself an ancient sacred symbol among the Indo-European peoples in many different varieties. The horizontal line represents linear time, flux and change, the material and temporal world, esoteric religion, and everything concerned with the outer reality. It represents past and future, becoming, being driven or swept along, the profane, social conventions, and the ordinary human condition. There is nothing inherently negative about any of this, but without connection to higher, timeless realms through the vertical axis, life on this plane becomes base and unspiritual. It is on this plane alone that the modern mind operates in senseless, frantic activity, and in which it has its ontological and ethical grounding, void of sacred hierarchy and order, void of meaning bestowed upon it from a transcendental source. This horizontal line, in this respect, represents the modus operandi of the majority, victims of the ever-changing winds of the mass subconscious mind. It represents the stories we tell ourselves of who we are by referring to the past, not as a way to exemplify eternal qualities, lofty virtues, and heroic deeds, but in order to explain, solidify, and prolong our present state, justify habits, psychologize, project guilt and fault, and to give away our agency over our lives to powers beyond our control. Humanity's story, seen from a horizontal perspective, is a passive, material, evolutionary journey towards an undefined, vague, or possibly delusional end goal, driven by inevitable material means, rather than choice, inspiration, or an innate will to power. The traditional view of time is rather different. To the traditional man, time is circular, and just as in our personal lives, stories and situations seem to repeat themselves in different settings with different people, so too do humanity's larger story on Earth repeat itself in different forms and manifestations. The only way to truly move forwards, then, in this circular reality, is to move upwards, towards a strengthened metaphysical connection to the heavenly realm, and live in accordance with its timeless laws and principles in order to ensure fortune, vitality, and a prosperous and harmonious culture. The natural pull of the material world and the conditioned mind trapped within it is downwards, further into matter, into an earthly, undifferentiated existence of elemental, deeply subconscious forces, represented by earth and the womb of the mother, and a deep, dark sleep. This downwards pull is halted and turned around through a vertical, heavenly alignment, initially brought about by heroic, sanctified action. The traditional society aims to arrange its functions accordingly, in as complete form as possible, to facilitate this dignified upward journey. The telos, or purpose of our existence here, is not the equal, egalitarian mass man spreading out into space, but the transcendent, timeless journey towards immortality through excellence, differentiation, asceticism, and heroism. When everyone acts out their nature within this traditional structure to the best of their ability, whatever their role, class, or proclivity. They in turn take part in this ascending movement, and our cosmic journey is once again steered in a fruitful direction for individual and society alike. To be a man of tradition means to reject the idea of, and the commitment to, progress in a merely horizontal temporal sense. The modern mind justifies mankind's passage through history, which it views as a material evolutionary journey from simple beginnings, with the promise of a glorious future expansion into space, filled with new inventions and scientific discoveries for the ever-curious human mind. Outer space, here, as an outer physical upward direction, functions as a substitute for the true metaphysical heavenly orientation that is the longing of the soul. Never does modern man ask himself, what is it for, in all his rushing and striving? Instead, he nihilistically accepts the meaninglessness of a godless existence and makes progress itself the purpose and goal of his progressing. The madness in this should be obvious for anyone with eyes to see, and to believe such a future glorious in and of itself is self-delusion on a grand scale. According to the materialistic modern view of life, progress as a forward journey into matter and away from ancient spiritual, quote-unquote, superstitious structures is leading to a constantly greater and more elevated state of affairs. Yet, by their fruits you shall know them. How are we actually doing in this glorious new world? Look at the world this thinking is producing. Just look at it. We are in a suicidal state of affairs, a dwindling future native population with countless self-harming behaviors, destroyed families, and barely functioning relationships. All that makes us stable, safe, and well, and all that possesses perennial beauty and dignity is being phased out under this thinking, and all that is hedonistic, self-serving, and of lowest common appeal promoted. We are ruled over by the unworthy and unwise, and our basic societal functions and relations are duct-taped in place through surveillance, bureaucracy, and policing that have replaced most traditional societal bonds based on trust, loyalty, and a sense of personal honor. The sickness that has taken root in the soul of man is a direct result of, and in proportion to, our rejecting and turning away from the perennial spiritual center and its principles, and instead embracing a dark faith in worldly progress. It has cost us our favor with the divine. It has cost us our sanity. Again, the horizontal plane of time and space is the plane of the human condition. It is important in its own way, and to live and act within it is our duty. We are explorers, inventors, conquerors. We act in the world, we leave our mark on it, and we aim for excellence. But in all that we do, we should seek alignment with higher principles, let them inspire us, seek the blessings of the gods, instead of acting in a godless, mindless, and materialist manner towards disintegration, lawlessness, and ultimately hell. It is by committing to the proper direction in all that we undertake that our life on earth, our bodies, our thoughts, and our actions can become holy. As this video turned out longer than I expected, I've decided to split it in two parts. What you just watched will serve as an introduction of sorts, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Many of the ideas laid out may come across as counterintuitive, controversial, or perhaps just foolishly nostalgic. But I'd like to make it very clear that tradition as spoken of here functions as a meta-structure and framework that includes every area of human endeavor, relationships, and societal structures. It is not about idealizing or longing for the past, but for order and harmony, facilitating higher levels of consciousness among the populace. It's the belief that there is such a thing as a natural, proper way that human beings are meant to organize themselves in. In the next part, I will dive a bit deeper into this and the different dynamics and symbols representing ascent or descent along the vertical axis. Until then, farewell.